Welcome back to Popes and Pylons. Let's play some more Europa Universalis 4. Where, of course, Genoa. We're going for a custom achievement, honest competition. We have to grab the Mass of India achievement while following a whole bunch of rules which you can find down there in the doobly-doo. Find, not found. Essentially, what it boils down to is we can't do any overseas trading or colonizing or conquest or anything, and we have to get our money the good old way through the land. Well, and some, shadow sea like the Med, but not going overseas. And we have to keep the Genoa node, the most powerful node in the world, by 1500. Well, after 1500, it currently is, and technically. We'll have to check that here, not trade goods, I want trade nodes, and then look for the the total value, there we go, and sort by that. Now I believe this includes only nodes I know about, and it does. So it's technically possible that something like is it actually called the Beijing node? The trade node in China. That one trade node in China is higher than we are. It's unlikely, but it's technically possible. Now, I can't check that. So what we're going to check for is this list. And the more we know, the more competition there might possibly be. So we have to stay right now stronger than the English Channel, which is rough, but we are. We don't have to keep that promise until another, 26 years, 25 years, I guess. But it's good to get into the habit. Also, it means we get more money, which, I'm a fan. What about you? I'm a fan. Now, what have we been trying to do? I don't freaking know. I've been claiming Herzegovina here, with originally the idea of maybe taking it because it's in the Ragusa node. Bisa pointed out, correctly as always, that we cannot actually take Herzegovina. Well, we can subjugate them, but we can't take the land because we don't have coring distance, as we don't have any access to it. Even if we have claims, which we can do with claims bordering claims, we will not have coring distance. Now, what that means to me is that I don't need to wait for the second claim. Because what we can do, declaring on these guys, is get into war against Serbia and get Serbia subjugated. Why Serbia? Because they have claims, cores, tons of cores, and we want reconquest on all this stuff. It's excellent. Now, this stuff is mostly Hungary and Austria. Is it all Hungary and Austria? It's mostly Hungary and Austria and one Venetian province, which are not people I currently super want to fight. Not extremely into it, especially with that being a junior partner. So it's essentially Austria-Hungary we're fighting there. But opportunities might arise, and having those cores available to us seems like a good idea. So I'm kind of into declaring this war. Also, the Herzegovinian-Serbian alliance has no land and therefore no naval capacity. And without naval capacity, we can just land with impunity. That seems like a plan. Now, I don't know. I don't think the Ottoman warning is going to hurt us here. We're going to see in 7 days when we check out our war declaration on Herzegovina. And I'm going to keep pronouncing it differently because I have no clue how to actually pronounce it. We're going to check the war declaration to see if there's anybody else coming in. But it feels to me right now as if it would only be these two people, which would be absolutely fine. Good. What else going on? Rebels are somewhat under control. We may have to crush some at some point, but right now it's fine. We have some trade boats. I believe we're essentially at naval capacity. We have room for one more, so let's build one more boat. Try keep being up there. We have our troops here and here. We have our boats here, which I might want to have over there, so we can do a quick jump over to Herzegovina there. Milan claimed our stuff. That's, up to them. If I were to declare war here, right, we would only have Serbia. And since Serbia has no other friends either, we could in fact make them co-belligerent and not have any issues with it. You certainly have 0 boats, so the only question is how do we land? How do we get military access? And Ragusa would give it to us. So I'm going to ask for Ragusa military access now-ish. Well, let's wait a moment till we have our boats. And, ooh, elections. Now, I was considering going up in Republican tradition for the mission, but I believe we have to have a much bigger army for secure the Republic to actually work. All neighboring countries in the Italy region must have a smaller army than we do, or be allied with us, and all rivals must have a smaller army as well. Either of which is the case right now. So we don't super care. We can re-elect. Our candidate, our relative is garbage as they tend to be. We are 54, so not super close to dying, but we are a babbling buffoon. Not a big fan of being a babbling buffoon, so we might just do a election of another diplomat candidate here, rather than spending the tradition to re-elect. Let's do that. Let's get a better diplomat to keep around. Also gives us more trader influence, which we're looking for anyway. And he got his random stats in diplomacy as well, so that's quite the diplomat. I probably want to use my mercenaries because I have them. And they have 5, I have 9 spaces on my boats, so let's bring another 4 people. Attach you to the boats, attach you to the boats. Get on those boats. The traders are now dominant, which should help us with the thing here even more, slightly. And then I'm going to declare on, yeah. That looked like Poland for a minute, and I was afraid. Poland, white bird on red background with a wing spread. Serbia, white bird on a red background with a wing spread. Yeah, it's a double-headed one. It's different, but it's also quite similar, isn't it? So, declare this war. Double check that the Serbians didn't find any other protectors. They did not. Declare co-belligerent Serbia. And go. I could ask. Oh, I needed to ask them for military access, and I didn't. And now you're not going to give it to me, are you? Well, you are. Okay. Fool. I even talked about it. I didn't want to do it too early because it costs me extra dip. But obviously doing it too late was not the way to go. Use guys attached to... No, attached to these guys. Use guys have my general. Crunch. And once we're out of Ragusa, we can cancel the military access too. I don't think there's a case in which we get punished for that. Famous last words. But hey. Let's detach you. Oh, we need military access through... Well, ideally you, Hungary, eh? You're not gonna give it to me. Neither is Austria. Hey, Hungary. I need you to like me. Now, we're fabricating claims on Savoy, or we have the one on Nizza, right? You will need how much? 25 for a claim on Tolone. Let's wait for the 25. There we go. Make our claim. Recall the guy. And I believe cancel military access through Ragusa. I considered keeping it so we could move more troops in. But I don't actually think that's something we need to do. What are you doing here, Austria? You're not attached, so that's good. Have you get to Herzegovina? Herzegovina. Herzegovina. Anyway, and we get that extra merchant from our ideas. Now, Pisa also pointed out that steering from Valencia doesn't do much for us, and that's very true. I had an event where I took a merchant rather than 15% trade power, whatever it was, and then put him here. And since Valencia only has one exit, there's actually no need for us to steer here. The only bonus we get from it is a 10% trade power bonus on our capital, which we would get from steering anywhere. So I'm going to put a guy into Tunis, the new guy. Will arrive here in time, okay. And then the question is whether it's actually worth moving our guy from Valencia to somewhere else. I don't yet know where that would be. Constantinople has the same thing. It's only one exit node, so steering there does not much. Crimea technically does something, because we're currently getting none of the money from Crimea into Constantinople. Which means that the Mr. O is not steering there, which is surprising. But hey, but we're not going to get much, right? If we steer from here to Constantinople, 70% of this, and then we get 70% of this getting steered to Ragusa, where we get 17% of that to then end up in Genoa. So we're somewhere in the very much the single digits. I think the similar thing is true for any other place we can steer right now, if I'm not mistaken. We're doing Burgundy, which is nice and money. Champagne, not Burgundy. And yeah, there's not really anything else. Could technically go to Rhineland, because then we would steer that into Champagne, and then part of that down to us. But it would also mean that more things get put into the English Channel, because Champagne also steers to the English Channel, so that seems bad. So it's actually either Valencia still, with the very little that does for us, or Crimea. And I want to give it a try to do it in Crimea after we've balanced out all the rest of our trade. So we're going to wait a bit, and then if I remember, we will go and try that out. Trade conflict against the Tunisians. Now, do I have some sort of military access yet? No. Somewhat hoping for the Serbians or Herzegovinians to succeed, to get us some. Or we just grab this military access right here from the Hungarians. No, you stay here for now. And there's a good chance there's nobody in Serbia. 2,000 people somewhere, but they're not in Serbia. Let them do what they want to do, right? We're going to siege in town. We got a cardinal back. That's very nice. How are we doing on that papal opinion anyway? Pretty good, but there's a lot more improved relations to be done. And we have a free diplomat, which I don't think... no, I do need, because I want to cancel my military access. I don't have forces inside their borders. Oh, but the enemy does. Let's see. A little unfortunate, but we don't need to do any improvement here anymore, right? Let's send somebody over to the Pope. Get that opinion up so we get more of that papal mana. Also spend all our papal mana on more mercantilism. For more money and more, well, mostly more steering of trade into Genoa. We're decently monetized at this point in time. That's another thing I was wondering about, was whether why these manufacturers are this bad at this point in time, or look this bad. We can't even build them because we don't have the tech. But even if we could, they look bad. But that's because we don't have a lot of production efficiency right now from technology and whatnot. This would get better over time. It will still provide the full trade value. So it might be worth for us later when we have the tech to build manufactories, even though they don't look very productive, because they increase trade value and therefore our value in the node in the end. Venice once again got excommunicated, as they tend to be, but they have powerful friends. Castile! You call yourself a Catholic, Castile? Drop those guys like it's hot. Do it now. Why do you defend a freaking heathen like that? Well, heretic. Yeah, this is not something you want to tussle with at all. As much as I want to punch those people. These Serbians are going to spread some what's it called? This thing here, devastation in our land. Because they got their military access down to Genoa. But, I mean, it's not an area where we super care. I don't think. And it's not like I can do anything about it as of this point in time. There's Herzegovina. You get the drift, right? I'm not gonna... I don't have to keep trying to pronounce a thing that I am unable to pronounce. Mamluks influencing Shamar. No. How about you don't do it that way? You guys, I don't need your military access. I want my dip back. And I'm wondering whether I grab military access through Austria, so I bet they won't give it to me, will they? No. So, screw these guys down there. Let them do whatever they want. I'm gonna move my expensive troops off of that place. I can apparently, even though I cancel my military access, still go through Hungary because our friends took care of it. And by friends I mean enemies, of course. And Corinth got converted. Now that's nice and all. We're still very bad at conversion. But I think I do continue doing it. In Achaia, where I think we have the edict going when we do. Could really use a missionary strength person. Italian wars. Combatants in major Italian wars, we gain access to the blah 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 companies, cheaper mercenaries, and greater mercenary discipline. Now I'm not in a war like that. It's a war between France and Castile. Castilian conquest of Salento. Wait, Salento? Oh, you're going for Naples, are you? I don't really want Castilians in my Italy. If we could not have that, I would be grateful. Companies. I still don't super love this thing. Temples are pretty garbage. I mean, Kaffa is fine. Don't care about these ports much, these marketplaces much at this point in time. How else do I use my money? No, right now. I don't have shipyard technology yet, do I? No. Alright, let's have a look at the moving the trader thing. So we're running 16.46 trade right now. If I grab the guy from Valencia and put him into Crimea, let's say 16.46. Now it's going to be non-trivial to identify the difference because trade changes month by month a bit, and I don't think there's going to be a huge change here. So we're down to 16.04 because we're not trading in Valencia, and now we're going to up to 16.38 with our steering here. I'm going to give it another month, but it feels to me as if it's worse. 6.42. It's extremely similar. Don't know that there is another good check here. Yeah, I think that probably both the merchants have almost no effect, and we get essentially the same effect from steering, the steering bonus. So yeah, it's gonna be super similar and essentially useless. So I should definitely have picked the other option in that event last time. But I didn't realize that steering from Valencia was a ginormous mistake. Huge! Come on, get me that siege of Serbia. We need it because that's our actual war goal. Azov, a bunch of... okay. Unrest reduction and government's thingamabob. Ottomans claiming Constantinople? How dare you, Ottomans? And there's the siege of Raska. What a little rascal here. If I separate piece you, that costs dip, right? What war? No, super piece. If I demand tribute, Genoese vassal, we pay 21 dip for it. I don't believe that changes if I do it here, does it? No. Same price, same thing. So we can do a separate peace agreement. Ooh, forced religion. What are you? Are you like Orthodox? Yeah. So you, sue for peace. I want you to be my vassal. You're gonna say no. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what to do for your countrymen, but that's dumb. I guess you guys can go down there and take that. Crunch him. Make him learn. Yeah, I almost always get army tradition here as much as I want professionalism. The loss of tradition is just too harsh. It's so much tradition difference. Math time. 2 inflation is 75 admin. 10 Republic tradition is 333 mil. So yeah, I'll take the inflation. Sucks either way. But yeah, okay. Now you will be my vassal, even though you're quite opposed. But if elect, oh I can, okay. Force religion. We can force religion on them in after they are a vassal, but then it's gonna hurt the vassal relationship thingy-mabob a lot. I'd rather not have that. I'm not gonna make you give up claims. I want your claims. I just want you to be my religion. Do you want your ducats? Probably not. Oh, it's probably just this. Meaning for themselves, become my vassal, become Catholic, be done. We have to think about what we do with our diplomatic relations at that point in time. We obviously can't drop the military access through Lucca. We don't need that. So that should be fine. Grab. Lucca. I mean, you guys might as well walk down there. Get yourself picked up. Question is a little bit, what do we do? What do we do to the Herzegovinans? Can't take their land as promised. Could vassalize them as well, but they don't have any cores. They don't give me much that Serbia doesn't give me, do they? Give me a tiny bit of trade power, but then we have another vassal we have to kind of juggle. Yeah, I don't love it. I feel like we're just gonna sue here for I don't even know what. War reps, force religion, steer trade. Why not? Steer trade? Yes, steer it to me. Use all your trade power to get that money to me. Does that work on the home trade node? I don't think you can steer from your home trade node. Let's not do that. Let's do transfer trade power. In theory, steer would be better if it worked, but I don't think it's going to work. And then maybe I can make you another treaty for the prestige. Done and dusted. Go. Alright, I now have a subject with a whole bunch of cores that I don't quite know yet how I'm going to claim them, but it's better to have cores than not to have cores, right? Right. Look at that trade power, 18%. Huge. It's not huge. You probably dislike the fudge out of me. Actually, it's not that bad. Let's improve relations anyway. And then what's going on here? Byzantine separatists in Arta, which is here. I'm just going to suppress here a bit. Now, there's a -5 from friendly troops here, but does that include just the mercs, or does it also include you? It does not include you. Excellent. And then I can send you to Constantinople and have you suppressed there to get fully rid of the unrest in CT, as we call it in the biz. Constantinople. H to mothball my forts. And come home from the Papal Boy to talk to Lucca and tell them that we don't really need that military access at this point in time. Thank you very much. And then go back to the Pope Man. Improving as you can. Now, we have Nepalese people sieging down Aragon down there. That's good. We have Castilians, French people, more Castilians. Lots of Castilians. I don't like that. Do the French have Elan yet? I doubt it. Surely they can't have Elan yet. And then they have 2 ideas. So no. So they're not crushing Frenchmen. Just regular crushing Frenchmen. You're doing that, you're doing that. Goody goody, you're there and therefore now suppressing. And now we should only have Byzantine separatists and Arta and very few of them indeed. Sweet. Siena accepted peace with Brittany. And now, what was that war? Here's a separate peace in no. Oh. Some war or another happened. Speak of war, we had peace. Is there anybody that would like to be in my trade league? No. The Pope would really like to, but they can't. I could support the independence of Danzig. I don't know that that's really why we're here. Nobody wants to give me that, just their money. So, whatever. Power projection is pretty horrible. I don't think there's much we can do about that at this time. We really need to fight a rival. Who are my rivals? It's like Tunis, Milan, and... who? The Great Horde. I would really like that war against Milan, wouldn't I? But Morocco just doesn't want to go to war. I think I wanted to spend my money on getting my army back together, right? I think I wanted to go and have this be a proper little army with full force stuff. I think we're close to getting cannons. Yes, next tech's going to be cannons in 2 years. So I'm going to leave 1 room in my force limit for extra cannons. But I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And go higher in size. We did fill out our army size quite a bit by hiring those mercs. So we're not too small anymore, workshops. Wait. Oh, I must have been able to build it in my vassal. That's why we already see it. Tier 4 thing. State maintenance reduction. No. Governing capacity, maybe. Global trade power, yes. Union of states. As much as I want that governing capacity, this has to be good. Grab it. Extra trade power. What does that do to my node here? On the monthly tick, maybe we see a difference? Not a lot. But we are up to 26 total, as opposed to 20.9 in the English channel, which does make me feel a bit better. We're not even using our boats to steer this way, right? We're using our boats to collect. So there's a bit more we can do, if necessary. But where is my next expansion opportunity? I really want it to be Tunis. And I can fight Tunis. We have the soldiers to do it. We don't have the boats to do it. So we'd have to find some way in which we get to land, say, in Tlemcen. And crush them from there. And let's check. We would get military access. We would not get fleet basing rights. I should probably go and make them like me right now. So the idea would be to have my army on a boat and land it in Tlemcen as soon as we declare war. The issue here is that my boats are not enough. I mean, I don't have enough boats for my whole army. And if I land my army piecemeal, then the Tunisians are probably going to crunch me. And I can't really get any backup in because of, well, their naval superiority. So actually, I don't quite know how we're going to deal with this just yet. I'm just assuming naval superiority here, but yeah, they have 7 galleys, which is more than we do, and they have 2 heavies, which is infinitely more than we do. Not really what I had in mind there. Byzantine separatists are the only ones we have, and they're almost gone. Well, they're almost not increasing. Age objective-wise, still bad on those centers of trade. I thought I had more than 2. Still have humiliated arrival. And we're not gonna really do any of the rest. Except for maybe present on 2 continents, probably not in time. The Asian border is somewhere over here, I believe, in the game. It might be bulging in a bit. If we check a subcontinent map mode. But yeah, you see all of the stuff we see is Eastern Europe. Persia does count as Asia. So actually, if we went south, we would be in Asia. At least I believe that's true. But all of this... Oh, it changes within the region. Interesting. So the subcontinent Levant is on 2 continents. 3 continents? It's in Asia. It's in Africa. Wow. Okay, so we can't rely on this map mode at all. Let's check this. Europe. Yeah, that's what I thought. We get Asia somewhere over here. In the middle of the, whatever this, the Persia subcontinent. And this is all Europe. Erp. So, no President 2 continents just yet, unless we get ourselves pushed way south, which would mean pushing into QQ, which seems tough. Or get ourselves into Tunis, which I'm not really seeing. Now, how are my opportunities over here? Do I still have those claims? I do. Am I still warned by the Ottomans in 77? I don't remember. Doesn't look like I am. So there might be a chance we can punch Emirati. Which would get us into war with Theodoro, which is our own trade company member. But hey. We have another boat issue. I really want a good medieval Mediterranean fleet. But I don't quite see how we afford that. I mean, we have tons of money. But we're at cap. I don't know. Actually, we have tons of money. We're making money hand over fist. But that's not really a great advisor to pick here, is there? Level 2 trade and fishery doesn't really seem to matter. Level 1 discipline might matter, but that's neither here nor there. And the stab cost and inflation reduction I don't care about. I'm gonna plop down these 2 temples because they're fine. Maybe even Athens, because it's alright. And then I'm looking forward to workshops. Once we have the technology. But war, though, how do we war? It's the constant question in this campaign. And because why does Morocco not go to war like Portugal? I need them to not defend the Tunisians. That would be sweet. Yeah, there's no way I get into Austria-Hungary at this point in time, so we can't really use those claims. Nor Venice. Could maybe do something else in Italy. But my real dream would be Milan, Savoy. This Milan. I believe you're quite powerful. 16k troops. Plus 10k out of Milan. Plus whatever the 3 leagues and Lucca have to offer. Also, we'd be fighting another member of our trade league, which I'm not a big fan. So we'd be low. We might be able to call in friends. That's not the Moroccan war I was looking for. Let's stop improving into Lemkin. I don't think they're going to exist after today. Use the free diplomat to check for some wars. Oh, we're also 35 minutes in. We're going to have to put a cut in this episode in a microsecond. But let's quickly check whether there's something we want to keep in mind. It's not really easy to attack you, Savoy. None of my friends attempted. We don't have 10 favors with France. And they're fighting another war. How are we doing favor? We didn't use you yet, right? We had 9 favors in 1480. That's in 2 years. 2 or 3 years. We're going to have 10 favors. We could call them into Savoy. And maybe use them to take a big hit out of that. That seems nice enough for now. Thank you folks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, then don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Anything you would like to say to me, I mean, it's always the comment section, you know. You could just use it. Just, you know, go there, talk to me. Like Bisa does. Like some other people do, but not a lot. So I'm very much open to constructive criticism. Hell, make it inconstructive criticism. Tell me I suck. It's fine. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. Praise me, ask me questions, suggest upcoming campaigns, whatever you would like to say. Thank you for watching and see you folks next time.